Hey, welcome to this video and this channel because this is actually going to be the first video on this channel. Um, this is beta Minecraft. Actually, it's the mod beta unleashed, which is basically just beta Minecraft, beta 1.7.3, but it adds a few tweaks and bug fixes just to make the game a little bit better and run a little bit smoother. I don't really have a plan for this. I kind of just wanted to play beta Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft since maybe like 2012, which is crazy how long ago that was. And I don't know. I started getting into beta Minecraft recently. You can see I do have a world here. I haven't spent much time in it, but I was just kind of getting it down, getting used to it, and I figured I should start a world and just record my journey. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if anyone will ever see this, but I don't know, I thought it would be fun. So, I guess let's just get into it. I'm going to make a new world. I don't usually name my worlds, which sounds kind of crazy, but I'll just call it Beta Unleashed. Why not? It's a very simple name. Seed. I think we'll just go for a random seed. Alright. Okay, interesting. So you'll notice immediately Beta Unleashed does add skin support, which is nice. A couple other things. We actually get FOV now with this mod, which is really cool. And some other video settings that you don't normally get, like brightness, and I'm actually gonna turn that down. The one thing I do like about beta is the atmosphere, so I'd like to keep that down. Alright, so this is it. What are our spawn coordinates? I'm actually gonna take a screenshot of the spawn coordinates because that might come in handy later. Okay, so right off the bat, we're in a little bit of a snowy taiga biome, which is nice. I feel like I don't often see the snowy biome. At least when I started playing beta Minecraft. So let's just get some wood. I do see a sheep over there. I am gonna want to get that wool. Excuse me. That wool's gonna be important because if you don't know anything about beta Minecraft, the nights are a lot scarier. Ooh, I already got a sapling. Nights are a lot scarier. Because the mobs will just come after you everywhere all the time. And obviously there's no hunger bar. So there's also no sprint. Which honestly, out of all of the version differences in this game, that's been the one thing I've been trying to get used to. And you may notice occasionally I'll accidentally press the F key, which does this. Changes the fog. Because when I play modern Minecraft, I usually have my sprint key set to F, and so I'm still trying to get used to that. So you may occasionally see me do that on accident. Oh, it's a cave. That's scary. And there's a creeper down there immediately. Alright, well, I think I want to go over to this land because there's a lot more trees over here. And, ooh, sugarcane. I actually do want to grab that. I don't know if this has just been my experience, but it seems like sugarcane is kind of rare in this version. But it's not as important because there's no enchanting tables or anything. So really the only purpose of paper is to just make the bookshelf, but I like it for decoration. One thing about me is that in Minecraft, I would consider myself a builder. Just kind of what I enjoy doing. And so it's another reason why I wanted to play this version. Yeah, it's another reason why I wanted to... Oh, see, I just did it right there. Yep, that's going to happen quite a lot. Man, I keep getting distracted. Oh, and another distraction. One thing about Beta Unleashed is you can do this click drag. So normally in beta you would have to like click each individual thing, but you can actually click and drag with Beta Unleashed, which is really nice. What was I saying? Building. Yes, that's another reason why I wanted to kind of get into this version. A lot of people that talk about beta and the reasons why they play it often one of the reasons that people like to play beta, that people talk about, is because there's such a lack of building options, like a very big lack of building options. It tends to bring out some more creativity, and so because I classify myself as a builder, and I'm not amazing or anything, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I thought it'd be interesting to try to work with less things and just see what happens with that. Right now I'm just making a set of stone tools, which I usually do every time I start playing. I need one more stick. Keep forgetting that I can click and drag. There we go. And just organize this. This is how I organize my tools. It's the only correct option, and if you disagree, sorry to inform you, but you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's get some more wood. I want to get some birch too. I like building with birch. Now the other thing about this version is that I also discovered is that there aren't different types of planks. So you see this birch wood, if I try to make it a plank, it's just going to be oak. Which is interesting. Something I was not expecting, actually. So that'll be a challenge. I need to find sheep. There was that sheep earlier, and then I think I just completely forgot about it, which, you know, is fantastic. Not like I needed it anyway. Another thing we want to be looking out for is clay. Because clay seems to be incredibly rare in this version for some reason. You can only find them on these sand beaches, and it also can't be in like a frozen taiga biome. And they don't spawn as frequently or in large clumps as they do in modern Minecraft. I keep experimenting with the sound. Hopefully it's not too loud. I've turned it down a little bit. Hopefully it's not too quiet either. I hope I didn't go the wrong direction. Just kind of killing. Oh, ooh, sheep. Yes, that'll be good. I wish I had shears. I'm just gonna have to kill them. So one thing I learned is that even if you shear sheep in this version, they can't regrow their wool. So they're basically useless after you shear them. But you do get more wool, which is the benefit of doing that. Gonna chop down some more wood. I'm gonna be roaming around a little bit, trying to find a nice area to build a base. I really do like the generation in this version, and I know a lot of people tend to hate on the newer generation in modern Minecraft. I tend to I like it. I don't necessarily agree that Minecraft should be going towards like full-on realism in its terrain generation, but sometimes in the modern generation you do get some really nice terrain, like some nice valleys and mountains. But what I like about this version is how extreme the generation can be, and it makes it look really unique, and also it's nostalgic, so I don't want to touch too much on nostalgia because I know that's a big topic when people talk about beta. Ooh, there's some coal right there I'm gonna get. This is a really cool little oasis thing. Another thing you'll see is plenty of floating grass. Sun's starting to go down a little bit, so I might want to start. Actually, I'm going to grab this sheep first so we can sleep through the night. That'll be the smartest option, and then I'll go for that coal. I might dig into the ground. There's a few. I might dig into the ground or just place my bed on the surface, which can be risky because another thing about beta Minecraft is there are what are called nightmares, which basically is to prevent you from sleeping outside or sleeping where mobs can spawn. So if you try to sleep, it will just kick you out of bed and a mob will spawn and attack you. But if you are sleeping outside and you sleep right at the exact second that you can, so like spam clicking, if you sleep early enough like that, it will bypass that, which is pretty nice if you don't have a base yet to put your bed in. That feature is actually glitched in regular beta. I don't remember the exact way it's supposed to work, but people were having issues with that feature because even if their bed was in their house, if it was placed up against a wall, it would still trigger the effect. But Beta Unleashed actually fixes that, which is really nice. Oh, there's more coal up there. I'm also looking around for clay, as I said. With bricks being one of the only building blocks in the game, it would be nice to have. I want to get this coal, but I also want to make sure I'm at my bed. I have experienced... Oh, see, there it's turning dark. I'm actually going to go back to my bed. I was going to say run, but we can't run, so I'm just going to be slowly meandering back to my bed. Oh, and I see coal over there, too. Okay, so we've got plenty. So I'm just going to spam click this. It's going to be slightly annoying, but it'll be worth it. Because then we don't have to get jumped by 18 billion creepers immediately. So there we go. I was really expecting it to just do the nightmare thing anyway and just completely negate everything that I just said. I'm glad it didn't, but I was really expecting something stupid like that to happen, so just be glad that it didn't. I'm gonna go over and get that coal that I saw over there, and then I'm probably gonna move on. I will save the coordinates of this. Because this is nice. I definitely could do something with this, but I don't know if this is where I want to build my house. Because I need some flatter land, I think. And I don't want to terraform too much. I tend to do a lot of terraforming in modern Minecraft. Just around any build that I'm making. But I want to try to limit that as much as possible while playing this version, just because of the unique terrain generation. I want to try to maintain it as much as possible. But we'll see how long that lasts. I may do a little bit of terraforming. That's scary. I'm gonna not go there. I do want to cook up some of my food before I start adventuring more. You'll notice also food does not stack, which is only mildly upsetting. Oh my god, there's so much coal around here. I didn't even see this. Let's just grab this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna continue grabbing this coal, even though I think that was a sign. I think the game is trying to warn me. So yeah. Like I said at the start, I don't really have any plans in mind for this. I'm just kind of going with whatever happens. I do have a few goals in mind. Like, one thing I have never done in any version of Minecraft is actually complete all of the achievements in this tab here. And I don't know if this is all of them or if they just haven't unlocked yet, but I feel like there's not going to be that many. So that's something I definitely want to do. I also obviously want to build a house. I mean, that's a given. But I also want to make a bunch of builds. I'd like to make a town, perhaps. There's no villages in this version, so I think creating some towns around would make it feel a little less lonely. And I also want to try just, you know, building with all of the available blocks. There's not that many, so that shouldn't be too hard to do. But it would be cool if I had a build that features every type of block. It'd also be cool if I made like I've seen people make like a block museum or an item museum in this version, since there isn't a lot, but you would basically just collect every single obtainable block and item and display it, which I think is really cool. That would be a later down the line kind of thing. For right now, my goal is to just find a nice spot, settle down, build a house, and get diamonds, obviously. Gotta get diamonds. Ooh, there's some spruce wood. I am gonna get the spruce wood before I venture off, just so I can have at least a sapling to bring with me, so that can grow more. I like to use spruce wood for trims a lot of the time. I feel like spruce is just such a good wood type. That's a really big one. I'm just gonna cut it. Spruce is such a good wood type. I use it like probably more than I should. Which hopefully playing this will force me to experiment more. And I'm also curious to how it might affect my building style in modern Minecraft. I have a survival world that I started about a month and a half ago. I guess you could call it a forever world. I think that's what people are going with. And I don't know. I've gotten so used to one building style that it's like I'm hoping that playing this will force me out of my comfort zone and maybe allow me to do even cooler stuff. Let me grab these mushrooms. There's coal here, but it's also dark, and I know mobs will spawn, so I just kinda... This is really cool, also. See, this is the type of generation that I do miss having. Well, I guess not miss, because I didn't play this version growing up. But, like, this is the type of terrain generation that I wish could still exist in the game. Even if it was, like, a world type. Like, it doesn't have to be... doesn't have to be forced upon you, but this will be a nice feature. I'm gonna grab some of this coal too, but then I'm gonna get out of here because it's very dark, and I don't want a creeper to just spawn and kill me. That'd be rather unfortunate. Oh. Like I said, I started playing Minecraft in roughly 2012. I discovered it because I stumbled across... I don't remember the YouTuber now, but it was some group of YouTubers, and they were playing Skyblock, and that was the first time I ever saw anything on the game. And this was... I remember... I was like... How old was I? I'm about to age myself. 12 years ago, I was maybe 9 years old. Around there. I remember commenting on the YouTube video, being like, "Oh, what game is this?" And somebody replied with just the word noob, and my 9-year-old brain didn't know what that meant. So I thought that that's what the game was called, and I was like looking it up. I was like, "Oh, why can't I find it?" Someone decided to reply to me calling me a noob. But I was 9 years old, man. I didn't know. But I eventually discovered it. I don't know exactly what version I started on, but I'm pretty sure it was either right before or like as soon as the horse update came out, which is like what, 1.7-ish, 1.8, I can't remember exactly. As much as I want to get this coal, I just keep collecting coal and I haven't made much progress on actually exploring, so I'm going to do that for now. There's plenty of coal to find later. But yeah, I started playing with 1.7. I actually played the demo first, if any of you remember the demo. I forget, I think it was like you got like a limited number of nights and you were just like in a basic forest biome. But then I eventually bought the game and played it and fell in love with it. And obviously still here playing it to this day. I've had moments in time where I've gone a while without playing it, like years at a time, but I always manage to come back to it. This is... Whoa. What's going on here? This is interesting. Yeah, I always manage to come back to it because there's just something that feels so familiar about it, and I don't know, like, exciting. Especially jumping into a new version like this that I'm not familiar with. But even though I'd never played this version growing up, it still feels so, like, nostalgic to me. I just heard a zombie. It's probably beneath me. But it just feels really nostalgic to me. There is one version of Minecraft that I somehow never find many people talking about to this day, no matter how hard I try to, like, look it up. But back in the day... Ooh, there's iron there. Back in the day, when you would go to the Minecraft.net website, there was a free version of the game that you could play just in the browser. And it was actually a multiplayer experience, so there were like hundreds, maybe honestly thousands of servers, and it was literally just classic Minecraft, which, if you don't know, was just like a basic like plains forest biome. Oh, it's turning night again. A plain forest / plains biome, and it was free build, so there was not survival. You were only in creative, and you had access to every block that was available, and that was it. But this version of the game that was on the website was played by so many people, including me, and it was so interesting, like, all of the communities that I met, and I met like a lot of people on there that I sadly am not friends with to this day, because we never like became like good friends. Like, we didn't like exchange personal information or anything at the time, but I don't know, that version of the game will always be so nostalgic to me, and it's a shame it got shut down probably like several years ago at this point. I think I'm walking in a circle. Die! Because there's saplings there. I think I am in fact walking in a circle. But that's okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so the game got shut down. And it was really sad to discover that, because, I don't know, even without like the survival element, it was just so fun to go into servers, just random servers, and just see what people were building. There were tons of like, also like roleplay communities on there too, and like different, just a lot of different people coming together. And that was like, aside from actually playing Minecraft, the full game, that was one of my main early experiences of this game, was playing that. And I'm curious to see how many other people remember that, because I swear I will look it up and it's almost like no one talks about it. Yet I remember vividly like servers filled with people, and there at the time there were so many YouTube videos on it that I just can't seem to find now. So yeah, if anyone that happens to be watching this remembers that, feel free to leave a comment about that. I'm curious to see how many other people remember that or played it. I'm so tempted to be getting all this coal that I'm finding, but it's like I spend so much time mining coal and then I'm not looking for a home. I do like this terrain in this area, like this general area. I might just build here. Specifically that area that I was just in was really nice. And I'm also pretty close to the snow biome, so more spruce wood for me to abuse. Kind of just want to see what's over here really quick. Looks like maybe just an island. I think it might be just an island. I don't know. I'm too lazy to cross that. Just gonna kill some more sheep for some wool. And I need to not get picky and just settle on a place. Ooh, black sheep. Another thing about this version is that there's no animal breeding. So it's always good to just, unfortunately, kill every animal you see, because they respawn constantly, which is nice. And every item that you get from these has a use. Luckily, brown sheep. So these are rare, apparently. That's what I heard. So always a good idea to collect these, but I don't. I mean, I do have iron. I could make shears, but whatever. I'll find more. But the only animal that drops food is the pig. But that doesn't mean that everything else is useless, because you get leather from the cows, which you don't need to craft books in this version, but you can make armor with for early game, which is kind of why I've been killing the cows. Chickens will drop the feathers still for arrows, which if you didn't know, the bows in this version are insane. You'll see once I get to that point. And then obviously wool from the sheep for building and beds. I do like this open plain a little bit. It's really interesting, but I think I'm gonna go. I kind of want to go back to that that little lake area we were just at like a few minutes ago. Could keep wandering, but oh, see, look, there's another brown sheep. I could keep wandering, but then this video would just be however long I make it of me just walking around in beta Minecraft, but I actually would like to get some gameplay going. But it also appears that I've lost that area I was just talking about. This is the cave that I was at that I just got the iron. And I actually do really like this spot too. I don't know, something about this cave and like the forest above it. Definitely gonna settle in this area. I just have to pick exactly where. You'll come to find out that I'm pretty picky. Oh, is this it? Sorry, cow. Yes, this is it. Fortunately, there's just not a lot of flat land, but I guess I could maybe flatten this part out, or I could go up here and flatten this. Ooh. Yeah, and then I could like have it overlook the water. Yeah. Alright. That's it, we've decided. I don't know how many minutes into this episode I am, but probably a while for me to discover this area. So, oops. I am unfortunately just very picky. But I'm going to start by clearing out these trees. And I'll flatten this terrain as much as I can. Just keep in mind what I said about trying not to terraform. Because I'm already planning to terraform, but not a lot. See, when I terraform in my modern single player world, my version of terraforming is like completely leveling land and like rebuilding my own like hills and mountains, which is so insanely tedious, but it's so worth it in the end. But flattening this out, that's not a big deal. Now, if I was leveling an entire mountain, that would be different. But I don't have the patience for that. Nor do I want to. Because I'd like to... So I'm just going to flatten this land out here. I'll probably dig this out too, and maybe bring in... Oh, here we go. I'll probably bring in these mountains a little bit just so I have more space, and then fill in the rest with the dirt, so... Here's a nice flat land. With our house on. I have this problem whenever I start a new Minecraft world where I tend to build my starter house too small. Because my mindset... Okay, another cave noise. Oh, I'm not picking up the dirt. I should put a chest in. My mindset is always like, oh, it's a starter base. I don't want to spend a billion years building a house whenever I just need to get set up and, you know, worry about building something bigger later. But then I always undershoot somehow, and I just end up building something too small. And I don't even realize until I go to, like, do my interior, and I'm like, oh, this is too small. So, trying to maybe not make that same mistake this time. I'm gonna smelt this iron. I'm actually gonna make a second furnace. Oops. Gonna make a second furnace. What? I can't shift right click on top of that? That's crazy. To smelt this meat. I get distracted very easily, if you haven't been able to tell already. Because my mind moves at a million miles a second sometimes. Especially when I'm playing Minecraft. I tend to have to remind myself to slow down and focus on one idea at a time, because I will tend to think of, oh, I need to be doing this, and then I'll get another idea and be like, oh, well, I need to do that instead, and then I need to do something else, and suddenly I'm just running around, not actually accomplishing anything, because I keep starting something, or going to start something, and then immediately getting distracted by something else. So, I tend to have to remind myself to not do that. So, just gotta remind myself my goal right now is to just flatten this thing. And then, after I flatten the land, I'm going to chop down some more trees, because I'm going to need some more wood. But I'm also going to start digging a strip mine. Oh, my shovel broke. I will start digging a strip mine so they can get some more cobblestone and maybe start getting some more iron and stuff. But it's turning nighttime, so I'm going to have to spam click this again so that I don't get jumped. I can actually make torches. I forgot that I have an abundance of coal. So I'll do that right when I wake up. Just wanted to go a little quiet for a second just to let the music play. I really am a big fan of this soundtrack. Hard to stay quiet for that long, as much as I do love the music. I want to let it play uninterrupted. I don't do well with silence, so I'm going to keep speaking. I don't think I'm going to let this episode go on for too much longer. I think I'm just going to finish up flattening. Maybe cut down a few more trees and then call it a day for this one. I think it's decent enough progress. I mean, we just started. And the one thing that I've learned about beta Minecraft is it is so much slower, pace-wise, than modern Minecraft. And I mean also in a literal sense too, because you cannot sprint. So you automatically have to go slower, but the game in general feels to go a lot slower, and I think part of that has to do with the fact that there really is no set goal in this version. And what I mean by that is the game doesn't give you a direct ending or path because the end dimension doesn't exist yet. So really, it's entirely up to you. And I think that whenever that's the case and you don't immediately have a goal in mind and you're not, rushing into the caves to get diamonds or going to the nether and slaughtering a bunch of blazes to get blaze rods for Eyes of Ender and stuff like that, I feel like you tend to just naturally go slower. You do things at your own pace and you kind of figure it out as you go. I think the speed will come whenever you get excited about something or are working on a project or something like that, but I don't know. It tends to just move slower, which I've learned to appreciate a lot about this version so far, because that was another big problem I had, and why it was hard for me to stay consistent with playing Minecraft was just that I was getting bored so quickly, and I think that part of my problem was that I was progressing the game too quickly. I don't know, everything just felt like it needed to be a mad dash for some reason, and I think that that's become a big part of Minecraft culture today, especially with the boom of speedrunning. But even in a regular run of the game, like not a speed run, a lag spike, it still tends to be rushed, hence the fabled 2-week Minecraft phase. And I can safely say that I have made it past the 2-week Minecraft phase because I picked up the game again, like I said, about a month ago with my single player world, and now I'm doing this. So yeah, and so far it's been enjoyable. I think I'm gonna leave it here. Next time we'll start to get a starter house going. Get down underground, get some cobble, and hopefully find some iron. Maybe diamonds, that'd be cool. And then we'll go from there. So that'll be the plan for next time. If you enjoyed watching this, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notifications for when I upload again. I'm going to be sharing every part of this on YouTube. Going to try not to play off recording. I don't know why I would. But, yeah. Thanks for watching.